We are going to talk about the content of your essay. I sent out an outline that will help you create your essay and make sure that you do the best job that you possibly can. So we are now going to take a quick look at what that outline means and what you should do to best use this outline. A well-developed essay has essentially three parts. You have your introduction, your body paragraphs, and your conclusion. Your introduction should consist of about 3 to 5 sentences, depending on what you're trying to do, and honestly, about the length of your essay. If it's a longer essay, you should incorporate a few more details into the introduction. If it's a shorter essay, 3 sentences would probably be sufficient. So the parts of an introduction is going to be the hook, something to grab the reader's attention. It could be a quote from somebody who's an expert in the field. It could be a scenario or an experience somebody had, or it could even be a question. So, for example, if you're writing about self-driving cars, you might tell a brief anecdote or story about somebody who actually had experience driving or experience operating a self-driving car, since you obviously don't drive a self-driving car. The second sentence or third, depending on how long your hook is, should be a brief explanation about why your topic is so important. Why is it important for students to know or for people to know about this topic? And then your final sentence and the introduction into the actual body of the essay should be your thesis statement. Your thesis statement is a statement that says, this is what is important about this topic. This is what I am trying to prove. You need to also remember, I know I'm saying I and you in this essay or in this video, but when you write your essay, please make sure that you do not use personal pronouns. Do not use I or me or you. You should never directly address your audience. Okay, that's just a good little tip. Okay. If you notice in the outline, it gives you a couple of paragraph ideas. Your paragraphs should each start with a topic sentence. And a topic sentence is basically a mini thesis statement that ties back to your thesis statement or main idea. And you should have those ideas thought up before you ever write. So for example, we'll go back to the example of a self-driving car. Say you wanted to prove that self-driving cars should be taking over the roads and people shouldn't be driving their own cars. Each of your body paragraphs need to do something to prove that. You could talk about the safety of the car. You can talk about the low impact a self-driving car has on the environment. You can talk about how it eliminates operator errors such as tired drivers, et cetera, et cetera. And you can come up with as many topics as you want, and just make sure they tie back to that topic sentence. Each body paragraph should have a topic sentence and then supporting details that prove that topic sentence. The supporting details need to be clear, specific examples. Those examples should come from your research. Remember, you need to cite your research. So anytime you use somebody else's ideas, whether it's their thoughts, their words themselves, or a summary of their words, you need to cite it. In other words, you need to give credit to the person who said it first. It's really simple to do that, and in the next video I share with you, I will show you some tricks for citing your work. In addition to giving specific examples, you then need to go in and explain why or how those examples prove your point. It's a pretty simple concept, and when you get this formula down, it's actually pretty simple to do. And then your final sentence in a body paragraph should be a transition sentence that moves you to the next paragraph. This is a pattern that needs to be established through every paragraph. What are you going to talk about? What is your proof? How does your proof prove this topic? You should repeat this for as many paragraphs as it takes to fulfill the assignment requirements. You should average about a page or half a page, maybe a little more per paragraph in your essay. So if you think you have a 3-page essay, then altogether with the introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion, you should have about 6 to 8 paragraphs. Your final body paragraph before you write your conclusion in a persuasive essay should identify any arguments that somebody has against your thesis statement. So, for example, we will return back to our self-driving car. For example, if you are proving that self-driving cars should take over the roads, then you need to explain, you need to address any arguments somebody would have, such as safety, or cars breaking down, or impact on economy, and address those issues and explain how those issues do not disprove your theory. You want to address the people who would argue with you and say, by the way, yes, I acknowledge your argument, but this is why your argument may not be correct. And again, please don't use the you, me, or I pronouns. Your final paragraph needs to be a conclusion. Your conclusion does not repeat what was said in your introduction. It basically says, look, I just proved my theory. This is the evidence that proves my theory. And so this is why you need to listen to what I have to say. It summarizes and wraps up your essay. If you follow these guidelines, you will have a well-developed essay. You need to remember that this is not just you putting words on a page. You are thinking about what you are trying to prove and proving it with each of these body paragraphs. With all of the body paragraphs, you can copy and paste this format over and over again. And if you just take these ideas and write your paper, you can open up this outline or print it out and have it next to you as you write. You will easily fulfill the assignment requirements. Just remember, this is what I want to prove. This is the evidence. This is how the evidence proves what I want to say. Work on that, practice that, and you will have a well-developed essay.